Did anyone order a cleric with a side of sass? If so, I'm Dahlia Avalon. Wow, how do I keep this short and sweet? I grew up in the poor sector of New Averant and took care of Papa after my mother died when I was 6. Papa was not well after she passed, so I bounced around waitressing and spent any of my free time at the Temple of Cocobio since he helped me feel close to my mama. But it was hard making ends meet as a barmaid, so after some encouragement from my best friend Silic, I enlisted as a cleric in the Order of the Fallen Star. Next thing I know, I'm across the realm with a team of strangers that have quickly become my family. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Ready for things to take a sharp left? Okay, let's see. Turns out Cocobio, the goddess of moon and stars, is not the most virtuous angel that we thought, and well, neither is New Averant. After defecting from the church and the government, I learned that Gladlin, the god of fate, is only a slightly less destructive hot mess. And now we're on god number 3, Halasna, goddess of sun and life. As Horai now travels the world as adventurers for hire. So far, so good there. I would totally hate if something bad were to happen to her. Oh wait, there's more. How could I forget? Turns out my mother descends from a long line of devil royalty, and not just any royalty, the Deimos clan, aka the Lord of the Shadowfell. My lineage gives me this devil form I can transform into, a natural foresight gift, or curse if you ask me, and a boatload full of family drama. I discovered I have a half-brother named Silic. Yeah, that's Silic. My mother at some point has been resurrected from the dead, and oh yeah, Deimos wants to use me as a conduit for his armies to infiltrate and conquer the Averant realm. Almost forgot to mention that part, it kinda haunts my dreams a lot. But it's not all doom and gloom in my world, promise. No, really, I have wonderful friends, hilarious and fun adventures, and I may have just met the love of my life amidst it all. Jodakash is the only person I've ever met to stand right in the face of danger and swing his sword without a second thought. With as much fire and brimstone looming over our heads, I couldn't imagine living in a world without him and our friends by my side, and keeping me sane. So whatever New Averant, the gods, Deimos, or fate seem to have planned for all of us, I know that Horai will be ready to face it together. Because if we go down, we won't go down without the fight. You got this, right? Right?
Every group has its dark and mysterious member, and to Horai, that would be me. I am Gajurakash Dromic, son of Zarmir and Nelian. I grew up in a small village within the elven kingdom of Nelathir, known as Irobada. When my father left my mother, sister, and I when I was 15, and never returned, I aided my mother in running her apothecary. 3 years later, I would join my sister Medicona in serving the royal guard, becoming a personal bodyguard for Prince Juvenile Galakia. Just 2 years into my service, though, rumors of our forbidden romance would reach the king, and the following morning, after a fight with his son, the king was found dead in his room. Blame was placed on me, and with my mother's plea, I escaped the main kingdom. I spent the next 6 months running from guards before finally catching a ship off the continent. The pirate captain of the Phantom Chevron, Joff Potra, took me under his wing for the next 4.5 years. Well, until a failed raid by the crew left me behind in the kingdom of Abris, and I was captured by guards. Desperate to save my own life, I offered any information I had on the kingdom of Nelathir, eventually capturing the attention of the Council of 9. The tiefling Severus Toll had me released, and spent the following 2 years training me to be his personal spy. The next year, they shipped me off to join the Order of the Fallen Star, the army of New Averant. Here I would go by Gaiji Redfoe, and meet my team, now known as Ariath. It was only mere days into us being a group that we were sent out on various missions to destroy plagued villages, fight awoken gods in caves, and meet on our former commander, Silic Losran, and teammates Apollo and Ren. I would become a Warlock of Losna during this time. An attack on our base gave us a promotion into the freelancer program, and gave us a ship, which we now call the Homeward Bound. I am the captain. We were sent to Solgaria, the Nalkadai. New Averant betrayed us there, and we fled to the Order of the Soaring Flame. There, Commander Vierthril asked us to clear a way to an Eltharian base on Okadai. However, in our month-and-a-half mission to do so, we came across one of the sons of Bahamut, Anima. After kidnapping Zephinia, he sent her, Dira, Ren, and companion Treya 10 years into the future. Apollo, now Hades, Dahlia and I spent 10 years surviving so we could return to save our friends in Alkadai. Though we've recently lost Ran to their own missions, rescued Dira's parents, fought Dahlia's devilish grandfather, and I've proposed to my love, Dahlia. It's time for me to return to Nelithir and set things right. Only time will tell if I'm successful.
As the story of Arachnagai once said, who am I? You sure you want to know? The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. If somebody told you it was a happy tale, if somebody said I was just your average guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied. My name is Apollo. Abandoned by my mother at the Silverleaf Institute. As a baby, I grew up never knowing her or my father. I grew up living and learning all that I could from the school. Everyone was great. Well, not everyone. Well, really only a few people were nice. The Institute housed the wealthiest of children, mostly. The ones that could afford prodigious education, at least. Because I was an orphan that the school took in, I was seen as an outcast. And even worse, due to my abnormal tiefling appearance with wings and tail, I was seen as a freak. I spent most of my days with my head down and my nose in a good book. Books are wonderful. They show you amazing worlds and lead you on amazing adventures. Oh, just like my one favorite story, Shriek, where he goes on an adventure with his reluctant friend Mule and Shortbread Guy. Sorry, I get a bit carried away. Things went well until one day a lad in my studies picked a fight with me. It was then that I discovered I had magical aptitude and at the same moment lost control of it. A fireball erupted from me and exploded in an area around me. Due to my tiefling heritage, I was only slightly hurt, but the boy who started it all wasn't so lucky. The boy's family wanted me expelled from the Institute, but Professor Durnick fought to have me stay. The tribunal agreed to allow it, but he was to watch over me and make sure I never used my magic again. He agreed to do so, but in secret trained me to control my powers. It was mildly successful, but I still lose control from time to time. Years passed, and one day I overheard the tale of a woman who was kidnapped and taken to a cave. I felt this was my time to finally become the hero I always read about. Little did I know I would get lost in said cave. But I would meet my found family. We've had so many adventures since, and things have been great. Well, that is until half of them disappeared. Pulled through time, and I was unable to stop the magic, and it broke me. And that's when I came to take the lead. Nice to meet you, finally. I'm Hades, Apollo's other half. See, Apollo is very innocent and has a hard time dealing with extreme stress. During a few majorly stressful moments in his life, I've taken over to get him through those situations. That first came to be during the whole business with the bully and the fireball. At least that was the earliest memory. I lived deep in his consciousness, seeing and hearing all until I'm needed. His friends being split and sent into the future 10 years was just the needed push for me to take the reins again. The only problem is, for the next 10 years, I stayed in control and couldn't talk to him. So for the last 10 years, I've been running around having a grand adventure with Dahlia and Gaiju, who become like siblings to me. Stories we could tell. I could write a book. Anyways, I eventually reconnected with our friends and have been traveling since. Oh, and Apollo has started talking again, taking control for short periods of time. Perhaps he'll take back over soon, and I'll go back to the dark corner of his brain that I usually stay. Which is good, right?
I'm Dara Mullane from Currants Gap. My family's been the town blacksmiths time out of mind, so that's what I learned, and what I thought I'd always do. My little brother Aiden, though, he was different. Don't even know where he got half the books he read, and nobody ever really understood what he was on about. Some folks got more patience for that than others, and some don't have nothing better to do but make trouble. Fenton Antery was one of those. His daddy owned the mine. He figured that meant he owned the rest of us, too. One night, Fenton had been wasting time and his daddy's money in the tavern. Took some kind of personal offense from Aiden just being Aiden. My brother was on the ground when I got there, and, well, it's kind of a blur after that till they dragged me off. I'm told Fenton ain't never been the same since. With what passed for justice in the mountains back then, that was more than enough to get me clapped in irons and shipped off to some other mine. It was 12 years before the new Averant soldiers came and told us the mine bosses weren't going to be a problem anymore. Whatever we were in for, he would be forgiven, and we'd be free right then and there if we joined up. Seemed like an easy choice, to be part of the folks aiming to bring peace and justice. And for a while, it made sense. I even heard my brother got to go off to some fancy school to learn magic. I swore my oath to Kokobiel, angel of the moon and stars. Only it turns out she ain't what she's supposed to be, and neither is New Averant. It's all complicated. And my team, right? Well, they're mostly all smarter than me, but even I could tell when there wasn't no choice but to leave. So we did. And here we are. What happens next? Well, that's anybody's guess.
I never put much stock in families. My own sold me off to the black market to make money off the child with wings. I was nothing but a skinny street kid with broken wings from trying to escape. That is, until the Order of the Fallen Star Soldiers rescued me. My heroes in blue. I aspired to be like them and one day meet the big three: Soma, Geneva, and Aegis. My life turned around and I worked hard night and day to hone my skills and be the best soldier I could. I usually worked on my own until I was paired up with the most peculiar group of people. We were sent on some quests, our base was attacked, and I died. But don't worry, Dahlia brought me back. I think I could actually consider her my first true friend. Gaiju and Dira also quickly warmed their way into my guarded heart as our adventures continued. My world turned a little upside down at that point as we encountered creatures and were hounded by the gods. I'm starting to think my little group is a god magnet, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Anyways, one of these gods, Luna, decided that I would be a good stand-in for her and transferred her powers over to me. I met her sisters, which seem like major bitches, and I keep getting asked if I would choose peace or war, and quite frankly, I'm tired of it. And I would rather continue being the best soldier I can, which turned out to be not that great. My friend may have accidentally transformed into a slightly terrifying demon, which forced us to defect. But one of the big three, Soma, also defected, and it turns out so did his brother. So maybe my past heroes were not all they cracked up to be. I wish I could say things went well from there, but somehow myself, Dira, and Treya were transported 10 years in the future, while Gaiju, Dahlia, and our new friend Apollo were left behind. For us, no time had passed, but the rest of Horiath was stuck living in the past 10 years searching for us. We finally found each other just as Geneva, another of the big three, found us and was not very friendly. A few murders later, and we were free of her wrath. Soma found us again, and I'm glad he did. He's not as bad as Dahlia makes him seem. In fact, I think he's pretty sweet, and not too bad looking. Oh, and he gave me a gorgeous locket before leaving again. I guess I'm able to talk to him through it, which is nice. Anyways, Horiath ventured to the Shadowfell to save Apollo, who's now Hades, from Dahlia and Silik's evil grandfather. I was again hounded with that peace or war question. Obviously, peace is not an answer in our line of work as trouble keeps finding us. I think war might be our only option to protect my team, who has taught me what a family should be. Honestly, I can't even imagine my life without them. I've gone through a few changes recently. I couldn't tell at first, but the team seemed pretty concerned. I don't know why, since it's just a little hair and makeup change. Well, maybe my eyes changed a bit as well, but it's not that noticeable. At least Soma seems to like it.
Did anyone order a cleric with a sight of sass? If so, I'm Dahlia Ablon. Wow, how do I keep this short and sweet? I grew up in the poor sector of New Averant and took care of Papa after my mother died when I was 6. Papa was not well after she passed, so I bounced around waitressing and spent any of my free time at the Temple of Kokobiel since he helped me feel close to my mama. But it was hard making ends meet as a barmaid, so after some encouragement from my best friend Silik, I enlisted as a cleric in the Order of the Fallen Star. Next thing I know, I'm across the realm with a team of strangers that have quickly become my family. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? Ready for things to take a sharp left? Okay, let's see. Turns out Kokobiel, the goddess of moon and stars, is not the most virtuous angel that we thought, and well, neither is New Averant. After defecting from the church and the government, I learned that Gladlin, the god of faith, is only a slightly less destructive hot mess. And now we're on god number 3, Halasna, goddess of sun and life. As Horiath now travels the world as adventurers for hire. So far, so good there. I would totally hate if something bad were to happen to her. Oh wait, there's more. How could I forget? Turns out my mother descends from a long line of devil royalty, and not just any royalty, the Deimos clan, aka the Lord of the Shadowfell. My lineage gives me this devil form I can transform into, a natural foresight gift, or curse if you ask me, and a boatload full of family drama. I discovered I have a half-brother named Silic. Yeah, that's Silic. My mother at some point has been resurrected from the dead, and oh yeah, Deimos wants to use me as a conduit for his armies to infiltrate and conquer the Aberrant realm. Almost forgot to mention that part, it kinda haunts my dreams a lot. But it's not all doom and gloom in my world, promise. No, really. I have wonderful friends, hilarious and fun adventures, and I may have just met the love of my life amidst it all. Ejodakash is the only person I've ever met to stand right in the face of danger and swing his sword without a second thought. With as much fire and brimstone looming over our heads, I couldn't imagine living in a world without him and our friends by my side, and keeping me sane. So whatever New Averant, the gods, Deimos, or fate seem to have planned for all of us, I know that Harai will be ready to face it together. Because if we go down, we won't go down without the fight. We got this, right? Right?
Every group has its dark and mysterious member, and to Hariath, that would be me. I am Gajerakash Dromic, son of Zarmir and Nelian. I grew up in a small village within the elven kingdom of Nelithir, known as Irobada. When my father left my mother, sister, and I when I was 15, and never returned, I aided my mother in running her apothecary. 3 years later, I would join my sister Medicona in serving the royal guard, becoming a personal bodyguard for Prince Juvenile Galakia. Just 2 years into my service, though, rumors of our forbidden romance would reach the king, and the following morning, after a fight with his son, the king was found dead in his room. Blame was placed on me, and with my mother's plea, I escaped the main kingdom. I spent the next 6 months running from guards before finally catching a ship off the continent. The pirate captain of the Phantom Chevron, Joff Potra, took me under his wing for the next 4.5 years. Well, until a failed raid by the crew left me behind in the kingdom of Abris, and I was captured by guards. Desperate to save my own life, I offered any information I had on the kingdom of Nelithir, eventually capturing the attention of the Council of Nine. The tiefling Severus Toll had me released, and spent the following 2 years training me to be his personal spy. The next year, they shipped me off to join the Order of the Fallen Star, the army of New Averant. Here I would go by Gaiji Redfoe, and meet my team, now known as Hariath. It was only mere days into us being a group that we were sent out on various missions to destroy plagued villages, fight awoken gods in caves, and meet our now former commander, Silic Losran, and teammates Apollo and Ren. I would become a Warlock of Losna during this time. An attack on our base gave us a promotion into the freelancer program, and gave us a ship, which we now call the Homeward Bound. I am the captain. We were sent to Solgaria, then Alkadai. New Averant betrayed us there, and we fled to the Order of the Soaring Flame. There, Commander Vierithril asked us to clear a way to an Eltharian base on Alkadai. However, in our month-and-a-half mission to do so, we came across one of the sons of Bahamut, Anima. After kidnapping Zephinia, he sent her, Dira, Ren, and companion Treya 10 years into the future. Apollo, now Hades, Dahlia, and I spent 10 years surviving, so we could return to save our friends in Alkadai. Though we've recently lost Ren to their own missions, rescued Dira's parents, fought Dahlia's devilish grandfather, and I've proposed to my love, Dahlia. It's time for me to return to Nelithir and set things right. Only time will tell if I'm successful.
As the story of Arachnagai once said, who am I? You sure you want to know? The story of my life is not for the faint of heart. If somebody told you it was a happy tale, if somebody said I was just your average guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied. My name is Apollo, abandoned by my mother at the Silverleaf Institute. As a baby, I grew up never knowing her or my father. I grew up living and learning all that I could from the school. Everyone was great. Well, not everyone. Well, really only a few people were nice. The Institute housed the wealthiest of children, mostly. The ones that could afford prodigious education, at least. Because I was an orphan that the school took in, I was seen as an outcast. And even worse, due to my abnormal tiefling appearance with wings and tail, I was seen as a freak. I spent most of my days with my head down and my nose in a good book. Books are wonderful. They show you amazing worlds and lead you on amazing adventures. Oh, just like my one favorite story, Shriek, where he goes on an adventure with his reluctant friend Mule and Shortbread Guy. Sorry, I got a bit carried away. Things went well until one day a lad in my studies picked a fight with me. It was then that I discovered I had magical aptitude and at the same moment lost control of it. A fireball erupted from me and exploded in an area around me. Due to my tiefling heritage, I was only slightly hurt, but the boy who started it all wasn't so lucky. The boy's family wanted me expelled from the Institute, but Professor Durnick fought to have me stay. The tribunal agreed to allow it, but he was to watch over me and make sure I never used my magic again. He agreed to do so, but in secret trained me to control my...
Oh, God. Oh, that's right, because we don't have Apollo. Hang on 1 second. Shit. Okay. Let me just fix
I'm
everything.
Apollo today.
Yeah.
I cast
Hold on
Fireball.
a second, everyone. It is... I don't have a backup. Okay. Bear with me for a second. I forgot to set it up without Apollo.
So I would like to cast Fireball, and then I will take my bonus action to find my favorite page in the Beholder smut book and show Soma.
The Beholder smut book. Nice.
What is it called? I wrote it down once upon a time.
No, I like the Beholder smut book.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
we should just all refer to it as the Beholder Smut Book.
It's something about
Definitely.
eyes. I mean, that is what it says in the
Yep.
Eyes
I don't
on
know if
you.
That
Like
makes
that.
it worse
Eyes on
or
You.
better.
Eyes on
Beholder
You,
smut
yes.
book.
Beholder
Yeah, eyes
smut
on
book.
you. Yeah. The
Oh, there's more
Beholder
than just
smut
eyes
book.
on you, that's for sure. I love that he gave him that one too. Like, not like here's like the Sorcerer and the Seductress, or, here's 50 Shades of Purple. Here's the Beholder smut book. Like, the most raunchiest one we've come up with yet.
We don't do distraction halfway around here.
No.
Hades just said, "Hey, we gotta start you out strong, Soma. Baptism by fire. Like, you're gonna learn today."
Literally by fire.
Oh, I cast another fireball.
Sounds about right. Alright, so I think everybody's in the correct spot. There we go.
You were close by.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Welcome back to our native playbook, Blades of Bahamut. Happy Tuesday. Start running a little late. Apollo, Hades, hopefully will be in sometime during the session. Work is getting in the way, but that is perfectly fine. Do not forget to check out our fundraiser for Gamers Outreach. Everything that you have as far as any kind of donations go directly to help out children in hospitals, to at least give them some kind of entertainment via video games in their hospital rooms during that process. I have a few rewards. If you just go to the link beneath the screen, click on that, it'll take you right to it and show the rewards available to you. But I'm running a little bit behind, so we're going to just jump right into it. All right. We're back. So, last we left off, the team themselves started making their way into what seemed to be like a pocket dimension within the area leading into the domain of a temple heading towards Aegis, but eventually finding out that the person that they were actually following, assumingly Zarmir, eventually found out that whoever they were following is not actually Zarmir, and Zarmir is somehow trapped this place and they're communicating with his assumably wild shape, giving assistance on the way there. Find out that the place is constantly on watch as there are birds all over the place that kind of keep an eye on any movement and give sight to whatever's inside. Letting you know that there are several assassins along with Aegis inside. As you go inside, you find nobody but the false Zarmir. As you play up the charade the whole time, eventually letting him play through, Gaju decides to stab him in the back with the other relic dagger, putting him down for the count as he turns into a doppelganger. With blade at side and no longer holding, it is laying on the ground. And at that point, Aegis, along with 10 of his shadow assassins, drop down, letting you all know that his time is up. He did what he was supposed to do. And letting you know that, yeah, that's not your father, but if it means anything, your father did die with honor. Immediately at that point, Gaju did cast, I think, was it Thunder? I forgot what spell it was.
I cast Thunderwave, but I was under the assumption that I had been the one surrounded, not the entire group.
Oh, the entire group is surrounded, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll live.
Backsies?
Yeah, I mean, you can
Well,
take
yeah,
backsies.
that's
You can
fine
take
too.
backsies as they drop. So
No,
Okay.
I would probably do something different if I'm allowed.
as they drop, if there's something else you're gonna do as they drop, you can.
I would probably end up grabbing the sword and removing it from the door.
Okay. So you grab the sword. Since the fake Zarmir did not have the ability to turn it, it was just sitting in the door, not fully in there, so you can easily just pull it out and you have the sword in hand. At the same time, Zephynia, stealthily so, with little critters in hand, is right behind Aegis. I'd also like to point out that even though these tokens are here, they haven't actually dropped yet.
Okay.
So
I would probably be right behind them
yeah.
then.
So
Like a spider crawl, I
as
assume?
a free action for Zephynia, since you were kind of already planning this and you kind of saw where he was, is there anything you want to do before initiative starts?
Stab him in the back and
Okay.
cripple him.
I mean, you could certainly try. Roll the hit.
Take a page of Gaiju's book.
Okay.
It's been working so far.
Let's see. Do I get my full actions or just one?
Just one.
Okay, so 28 to hit.
28 is a hit.
Okay, I was really hoping that was a hit. I was a little scared there. For a total of 9 damage. Well, yeah, 9 damage because I have the attack mice in my hand.
Okay. All right. As you immediately strike against him, you immediately just kind of like push against his thickened flesh as you immediately slide down. As you kind of like pull back, as he immediately kind of like pushes you back off. We're going to roll initiative.
Not the side.
Yes! Except I don't know what I'm going to do.
Joe's not allowed to say. We need to come up with a code word for you have to roll initiative because my dice hear it and they never let me roll high.
I am amazingly good at rolling high initiative when I'm not sure what I'm going to do, and garbage when I am.
Oh no.
rolled for these guys. All right, so first off, 20 or higher.
21.
21. Anybody else get 20 or higher? All right. Specifically 18 or higher. Okay.
That
I already rolled initiative
Ominous.
for Aegis and the assassins.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I already did
all
it in
right.
advance, so I didn't have to do it during the stream. 15 or higher.
just waiting for you to be like,
Oh no. $13 or higher.
Does lucky rolls count for initiative? I got a 14.
14.
14's pretty good. Solid.
Not
You know.
terrible. Higher than
Solid. You know, like a B plus minus. Probably minus.
A B plus minus. Wouldn't that just be a B?
a B plus minus.
All right,
Well-
so let's see. Dahlia, what'd you get?
9.
Okay, and Gaju.
3.
Oh,
I rolled a 1.
Oh no!
bummer.
I'm really distracted by grief.
Oh, no. Okay. Also, at this point, like I said, even though the tokens on the board, the ones at the bottom have a little bit of red on them, haven't appeared yet. Right now, the rest of them that appeared, they kind of like dropped down, but they didn't necessarily fall. They like kind of like pulled themselves down like ink off of a canvas and just like started pulling themselves like shadows, just dripping themselves off the ceiling. They haven't fully physically formed yet until their initiative goes.
That's just wonderful.
So, with the high roll, we start off with Dira.
Yep. Just gonna go straight after Aegis with all my attacks.
Okay.
This is Aegis, right?
Yes, and to explain,
Alright.
he does look a little different than you've seen him last. His plague has like affected him severely, as he's got more black on his body than anything else, and he is wearing like almost like a torn up outfit to the process. 2 axes in hand and 1 great sword on the back.
Alright, well, okay. Attack number 1. 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
That is gonna be 15 plus 4 radiant.
Okay. As you immediately strike against him, you find out that he takes the 15 damage, but something about him makes him impervious to radiant damage.
Alright, well, it's automatic at this point, so I just won't put any extra smites in. Boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. And then second attack. Ooh, 19 to hit.
19's a miss.
Yeah, that's what I thought. My bonus is gonna be try and shove him over to here. Actually, no. Zephinia, do you want him in? Zephinia's gonna want him in melee, so I'll just shove him straight ahead. If I even can, Shield Master shove. That's contested strength, I believe.
Okay.
Ooh, that's gonna be a 10. Never mind.
That is a 23.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere. And that's my turn.
Okay. We go to Aegis' turn as he's going to immediately look at you. As he's just going to immediately you start seeing like almost like some energy coming from the plague that's infesting his body as he immediately like pours it into the actual axes in his hand. You start seeing like some of this like almost like ink kind of go over his hands as you just see these axes just start to get more power. Wrong fucking move as he's going to immediately strike at you with his axes. So for the main hand, that is a 28 to hit.
That hits.
For what the fuck is it? 13 points of slashing damage.
Okie doke.
Extra attack. That is a 16 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Next attack. 24 to hit.
Hits.
And that is 9 points of slashing damage.
Okie doke.
offhand, that is 27 hit, and that is 23 points of slashing damage.
Okie doke.
On the last hit, he's actually going to pour in all the necro damage into it, and he's going to apply additional 11 points of necrotic damage to you.
Okie doke.
As all the slashes come down, but he finally does the last one as you just see him pull like this ink out of his body and immediately slash down at you as you almost like get like this black blood that just slashes through your armor.
Okie doke.
And that is his turn. You're gonna at this point then the two immediately fall down on the ground. Instead of them being more assassins, they look like necromancers as they're holding this red orb of energy in their hands. They're kind of like floating up above the ground by like a foot. This one right by Zephinia is going to go next. And it's immediately going to...
Oh, wait. How many necrotic did you say? Because I'm resistant.
11.
It was 11, right?
So 5. Yeah.
That's down to 5. Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. And that one is gonna touch the gonna touch Zephinia and cast Bestow Curse.
Oh no.
I need you to make me a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Let's see, let's try it. Hang on.
You're within 10 feet of me, so add 3 to your save.
I'm gonna use my Indomitable
Mm-hmm.
and roll again.
And add 3.
Okay. Oh, okay. I was gonna say that was even worse. 16, 17, 18, 19. 19.
19. Alright, so it's a success. And they are then going to bonus action attack you with a quarterstaff. So that is an 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
Okay, so that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage. That is the end of their turn. We're going to go to the other necromancer, and this one is going to cast. It's going to cast Chill Touch on you. Sir, that is going to be an 18 hit.
Yep.
Okay. That is 12 points of necrotic damage, and you cannot regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
Ah, okay.
It's in their turn. We are going to go to Zephinia.
I am not really liking how much damage this guy just did, so I'm gonna stay where I am and just hit him.
Okay.
With my Averant Sword, and that's gonna be a 23 to hit.
That is definitely a hit.
I still have my little mice, so that'll be 20 damage because I'm one-handed.
Okay, 20 damage.
I'm gonna hit him again. 27, and damage is 12.
Okay.
How's he looking?
He's pretty hurting.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him for my last turn.
Okay.
$14.
That's still a success. He is a wizard.
Oh, okay. So then that's gonna be 17 damage.
Okay. Yeah, very low AC.
And then I'm not liking Aegis there, so I'm gonna take an action surge and do it all over again to him.
Okay.
That's a 1 for an 11.
Which kind of weapon are you using?
It's my Averant soldier sword that Dira gave me because my other one broke with a natural one.
As you immediately go in, you try to go against him. He immediately lifts up his arm and he immediately uses his actual metal bracer to actually go against it with more force than your blade and immediately breaks it straight in half. Not today. As he immediately just shatters your blade in half.
Might take a free action to cry.
That's always available to you. Always available to you.
Okay, that's that's great. I'm gonna hit him with the great axe.
I feel like that's gonna be one of the trivia questions for C2E2 is like, who had the most broken weapons in all my campaigns?
Every single campaign.
I think that was a question. I'm not even gonna lie.
It was, and I think
So
I failed
remember
it.
Yeah, I think that was the one that you didn't even know.
No, that was the question was, out of all my campaigns, whose characters have collected the most weapons per character?
It was a weapons question.
Yeah.
And the answer was Amanda.
Because
and she did not know.
every character that Amanda has is like a weapon hoard. Like it's just like I want all the weapons, no matter if I'm gonna use them or not.
Except for these two now.
True.
But no,
Yeah.
previously, all of them.
Yep.
Collect everything. 15. Nope, because that was 15 for my second hit. Doesn't hit him, right?
You're attacking the Necromancer?
No, Aegis.
Oh, Aegis? No, that does not hit.
Okay, I'm gonna attack him again. 17.
Nope.
Okay, I'm now going to take my free action to cry and end my turn.
Fair enough. All right. We're going to go to the Assassins. We're going to go clockwise style, bottom left. So this one is immediately going to fully form off of his shadow. And he's going to see that the Necromancer is getting damaged. He's going to really run in against Aphinia. And going to get advantage due to the flanking. And he's going to first attack you with this rapier. Oh, good. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, 2 natural ones. So he's immediately going to like cross you with this rapier. And immediately he's going to try to slash at you as it like immediately bends against your shoulder and immediately snaps just like yours just did. As he just like looks at it confused and immediately just drops it down and immediately just switches this to his dagger. So he is going to bonus action attack you with his dagger. So that is a 26 to hit.
Yep.
And you are going to take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that is his turn. We're going to go to this one. And let's see, 5, 10, 15. Yep, he is going to flank as well. He's going to drop his rapier. Hopefully that'll have a better maneuver than his companion. And... wow, why are they getting doubles everything? Well, that is a 22 to hit. So that is 15 points of piercing damage. And then offhand to the dagger. That's a 16 to hit.
No.
Okay, so he misses with the dagger. This one is going to hold action waiting for a command. Same as this one. Basically, top 4. So this one, this one, this one, and this one are going to wait for commands. So they're going to hold reaction to hear a command. When the command happens, they will activate it. This one is going to go straight for Dira, finding Dira attacking Aegis. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And rapier. That is a 27 hit.
Hits.
That is 19 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Offhand to the dagger. That is 24 to hit.
Hits.
That is 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
This one is going to try to flank against you. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And he's going to attack you with his rapier, same as the others. Natural 20.
Well, yeah.
That is 25 points of piercing from the rapier. Offhand, that is 22 to hit.
Yep.
And only 5 piercing for the dagger.
Okay.
And we go to Dahlia.
Well, these guys are being mighty sus down here holding their actions, but if I can, that means I can take out other people who are not holding their actions. I'm gonna do it. So, I would like to cast Spirit Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Per usual, you know. And then I'm going to scoot my way to here.
Okay.
So, let's see, 10 feet, 15 feet. Does that put everyone in my circle? Well, not him.
Let's see. How wide is it?
15 feet radius.
So it would be...
That's what it is.
Okay. Let's roll some damage then, shall we?
We shall.
Alright, everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
The people that are within the effect.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're going to start off with this one. That is... Oh, where the fuck is their wisdom saving? Alright, so they got a +2, so that's a 19. This one, 21. Aegis. Oh, that's the same wisdom. Okay. 18. And the Necromancer, 19.
Cool. Everyone saved, so they get half damage. So they all take 9 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, does this radiant damage do anything like, does it like really not mesh with them, or is it just like casual radiant damage?
As you apply the damage, as they are able to kind of like push back against it, something about the power actually pushes back against them with more force than they were able to resist. You don't know why, but they do take the full force. Even though they resisted, they're vulnerable to it, so they're going to take the full blunt of the damage.
Okay, so they do take 19.
Mm-hmm.
I love that for me. Dear, we got this one. Let's go! Okay, and...
But not Aegis, just the Necromancers and the Assassins.
Okay, well that's fine, And because I think Aegis is just really missing out, I'm gonna use my bonus action to chuck a Psychic Dagger at him.
Just real quick, too. Just like how he avoided the radiant damage from Dira, he avoids the full damage from Necro.
So then he's really missing out. So I will chuck a Psychic Blade his way.
Okay.
Why did I bother rolling on here? I'm gonna use the lucky point.
Why?
I can't believe you done this. Never mind. That was a 1, so that didn't go anywhere. I guess that do be my turn.
Okay. Got you.
I'm gonna run over to the one on my left.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to hit it with the Gold Excalibur.
Okay.
However, I do not have stats for that because you never made it.
Yeah, because you don't know the full abilities how it works. But
Actually found out we do.
Oh, did we? Okay. So.
Yeah, in episode 44.
Okay. Let me pick back up.
But yeah, it's obviously not attuned.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hang on 1 second. I'll just quick make you like a basic. Let's see this.
Okay. I know when it's attuned, it has a +6 to hit, but I don't know what it would be otherwise.
Hang on a second. So real quick, I'll make you a +6 long sword. So let's see.
I love how
It
chill
just
the
went to
music
the,
got.
it just went to jazz, yeah. Yeah, right.
Smooth jazz.
I gotta crop the end of that. So the Excalibur itself has a few extra features that require investigating on, but it seems like it's missing pieces. Other than it being a +6 longsword, and the fact that it can help you control your visions without actually taking like actual internal psychic damage from actually having too many visions. It can actually work as an actual sort of a compass. If you're holding it while you're in a vision, it can actually point to the direction where your vision is supposed to be taken. But as far as combat itself, currently right now it's just a +6 longsword that does additional radiant damage, which I'm gonna quick make that for you.
Initially I believe it was 2d12 radiant damage, but I don't know if that's part of the attunement or not.
Why can't I do as well? Right.
I was gonna talk to you about this before the session, and then shit happened. So, yeah.
Hang on, I'm just fixing it right now. There is more things to it. You can assume it's an incomplete sword.
Yeah.
But there are different things to it. Almost done.
Fancy new weapons.
We love to see it.
We love those.
Alright, got you. It's just called Golden Excalibur. Just you can find it in inventory. No other 1.5 and it's just Golden Excalibur, legendary weapon.
Okay. Give me a second,
Yep.
because the on.
You've got your bright new sword, and Zephania's sitting there crying over her broken blade on the ground. It's
I
my
realize I need to
second
refresh the
one!
Why? Why?
Oh, you're muted now.
Clearly the Fates do not want you to have a stupid new Aberrant sword. We gotta get you a better one.
I guess so.
You don't need a silly new Aberrant sword. You need a sick, not new Aberrant sword.
Let me just equip that. Okay.
It's the universe telling me something.
Alrighty. So, roll to hit with that. I don't like you, because I already rolled a 1 on you. 28 to hit.
That's a hit. Which one are you
Okay.
attacking? Which I just
Here, let me. I'm gonna move right here and attack
Got
that
it.
one.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. It's 1d8 plus 9. Is that what I'm saying?
It should be, since it's a long sword, it's 1d8 one-handed, 1d10
Okay.
two-handed, and then it's additional 2d10
Gotcha.
radiant damage, plus 9 for your
Okay.
bonus.
Okay. Bear with me, guys. Where is my detail? There it is. Okay. No. Not 10. I am so dysfunctional tonight. I apologize.
You're good.
You're just adding suspense. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough. Let's see. 4 plus 9, so 13 slashing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 20 radiant.
Okay, as the slashing goes in, you feel like it doesn't deal enough, but as that radiant goes through it, like almost like pulses, like their whole blood vessel is just like light up like an actual glow, like a whole like light bulb. As it does, it immediately explodes and dies.
Oh, okay. And then I still have my bonus. So I am going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
And activate my storm aura as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get up in this guy's face.
Okay.
And I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so he has a +8 in saving throws for dexterity. So that is a 21.
Okay, that does succeed because I have a DC of 18. Let me see if he takes damage or not. Half on success,
Unsuccessful.
so he's going to take 1d6, half 1d6.
Okay.
So that was a 3. So
Okay. Got it.
1.
Fair enough.
It's still something.
Better than nothing.
And that's my turn.
Okay, cool.
That was worth the natural 1 initiative.
We go to Soma finishing up as he's just immediately going to start looking at everything. As he sees the crowd around, like, his brother, as he looks conflicted about what's going on. But he does see Zephania getting surrounded, so he's immediately going to run, allowing the one against him to get attack of opportunity. And he's going to move down over here. So that one's going to get attack opportunity with this rapier, which... Where? Oh, yeah, I should probably pull up someone's list.
Zephania looks at Dahlia. Thumbs up. Green flag, right? Yeah?
You see it pop up in the corner like Baldur's Gate. Dahlia approves.
And it is a miss against Soma, so he's going to run up here. He's going to immediately attack this guy with his longsword. As he immediately draws out his longsword, he's going to get swipe against. So that is a 27 to hit. And that is 63 points of slashing damage, so this one's dead.
When you're done counting that, the guy who made the opportunity attack against Soma, does that count as an attack that could trigger a sentinel attack?
Technically, yes.
Then I'm going to attack him.
Okay.
This guy here?
Yep.
And that's going to be 27 to hit.
27 is a hit.
For 13 plus 5 radiant.
Just the 5 is radiant?
Yeah, just the 5 is radiant, the rest is slashing.
Okay, got it. Alright, so he's going to take 23 points of damage then. Okay, got it.
Nani.
And then someone's going to take his extra attack to attack the necromancer. And that is a 21 hit for 38 points of damage. This necromancer is dead. And then he is going to use his bonus action to use an ability off his stone to cast Cure Wounds on you, Zephania. And he's going to give you 14 points of HP.
Nice.
That is the end of his turn. We're going to go to the top of the round to Dira.
Okay, well, first order of business, I gotta do this regardless. We're going to sacrifice the extra few on my superior healing and just do 8d4 on my bonus, because I'm a hurtin'. 18. Okay.
So many shiny, pointy, dangerous dice. Do not walk on those dice.
Yes. That helps. And then my description on my armor does not say action or bonus action or anything to choose a damage type to be immune to. Is that a free action?
It's a free action.
Good.
It's an ability.
I am now immune to slashing.
Okay. Fair enough.
And I'm going to take my first attack against Aegis. Eh, 12.
Miss.
Second attack. 30. That's better.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's going to be for 10 damage, and I don't know if he takes any of the radiant. It would be half of 1, so no. Even if he's resistant instead of immune, and I get the impression he's immune.
He's immune.
So yeah, it's just the
So 10 points.
10 points. And I am staying in his face.
Okay. Alright. On Aegis' turn, he's going to immediately yell out to the ones that are over closer to Gaju, the ones that were holding their actions, and he yells at them, "Retrieve the sword! Nothing else matters." And their actions are now activated. This one is going to take the opportunity to attack Gaju. Ah, that was hella bounce. Natural 20. I don't know why chunky dice just bounce like that. It's kind of does not work for physics. 11 points of piercing damage.
I am raging, so halved.
Halved. So only 5.
Okay.
This one is going to then move in. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He does not have the reach. So he is just going to throw his dagger to complete his objective. That's probably going to be a miss with an 18?
That meets.
That meets. Okay. So that is
For now.
9 points, so you take 4. And this one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's also going to throw his dagger since he's out of reach for melee. Natural 20. So that is 9 points, so 4. And then Aegis is going to immediately... Oh, nope, he did use his dialogue, so he's not going to do the dialogue for the rest of the turn. So he's going to... Let's see. I'm going to say... Even so he goes for Dira, Oz is going to go for... He's going to go for Dira. So he's going to immediately just drop down the axes, and he's going to rage. And he's going to pull out his greatsword. As he just pulls off his back, as you just start seeing his blood pulse in his body as he rages, as you just see one of his eyes is naturally he's usually a hazel-eyed colored. One of them is like pale and almost blind. It almost kind of like starts to glow as his sword starts to charge, just like his axes were off of his blood. He is going to then do with greatsword 26 to hit, Dira.
That hits?
Sure. That is... I forgot, does that make you immune to piercing or resistant to it?
Immune to slashing.
Immune to slashing. Okay, so...
I picked slashing because that was what he was using.
That's what he was using, that's right. That is 32 points of piercing damage.
I am down.
Okay. And he is then going to turn around, and then he's going to use this second attack on Sephinia. 26 to hit.
Yep.
That is 21 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Plus an additional 1 point of necrotic damage.
I am resistant to necrotic.
Okay, so you take no necrotic damage. And then on his last attack on you, he is going to attack you for 28 to hit.
Yep.
And that is 13 points of piercing. One necrotic, so you take no necrotic. And then for the whole turn, because of his rage bonus, you are going to take an additional... an additional 9 points of damage. And then that was his bonus, that was for his attack, so that is his turn. We're going to go to the last remaining Necromancer. The Necromancer now hearing the command to go fully for Gaju. It is going to... gonna cast Mental Prison on Gaju. Gaju, I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
That's a 21.
Oh, you were fine. So you're only gonna you are gonna be immune to the charm effect, but you're just gonna take half psychic damage. So
I'm also an elf, so
fair enough. Let's. Where the fuck are my d10s? There they are. So halved, so you're gonna take 22 points of psychic damage. And I don't think it has a bonus action spell. Let me just double check. It's hard to have NPCs that have so many spells. Why do I do this myself? Yeah, I guess I did not think when I gave them spells. Okay, cool. We are gonna stop there on its turn, and then we are gonna go over to Zephinia.
Okay, for my action, I'm going to use Healing Hands on Dira and just move up by 5 feet.
Okay.
Dira, you get 14 hit points. And then for my bonus action, I am going to throw the Assault Mice at Aegis.
Thank you.
And that's it.
That's it?
Healing and throwing the Assault Mice.
Just chucking mice at Aegis and just seeing what happens? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, these are
They
by
get
you.
momentum.
Okay. So you just run and you just throw. Just give me a, give me an athletics or acrobatics check with advantage.
Advantage. Let's go with athletics. 19?
19. As you immediately just chuck, he dodges both of them, but as they come around, they grab his ears and bank around and they hang out. It's what the? As he's trying to rip them off of his head.
Yes.
He's not gonna take any damage, but it will make him distracted for the round.
Okay.
Okay, so end of your turn, we're gonna go to the assassins that are left. Sure, the one right by you, Zephinia, is going to attack you again, flanking advantage. So rapier is a make sure that's correct. That is a 25 to hit.
Yep.
So you're gonna take 13 points of piercing damage.
Interception.
Okay.
I'm going to reduce that to 7. Take 7 off of that.
Okay,
Thank
so you're gonna take
you.
6 points. Okay, and Dagger, that is terrible with the 12. So that's a miss. So that's his turn. We are going to go with this one that's going to continue to strike against Gaju. That's a pathetic 11 with the rapier. Dagger, and a pathetic 12. This one is going to run in. Actually, it's going to move up here so I can get flanking. Natural 20. That is... sorry. 21 points of piercing from the rapier. Offhand
That
dagger.
is halved.
Okay, so then that'd be 10. For the dagger, that is 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. And that is 14, so 7 points.
Okay.
This one is going to move in over here. Another natural 20, so 20 points, so you take 10. Offhand to dagger. That is 27 to hit. And that is 9, so you only take 4.
Okay.
This one is going to stay where it is, and it's going to keep attacking. Let's see, let me have him make an intelligence check to see if it understands the aura due to its compulsion. Nope, it's going to stay there. So it's going to attack Dira. And rapier, natural fucking 1. As you put up your shield, this immediately comes by, and he tries to pierce you, so it just shatters all the way down to the actual pummel. And then dagger, that is 17.
Miss.
Okay. This one, natural 20 for the rapier, so that is 6 points of piercing. Yep. And then dagger, that is only 14, which I know is a miss. That's it for them. Dahlia.
Just gonna scooch my way over next to Aegis so I
Scooch
can
along.
get all the shadow boys.
Right now, he's got like
Him up.
2 like field mice like pulling on his ears and like pulling on like his hair and stuff like that.
I'm happy. for him.
I'll say just for kicks, it's not going to do damage to him, but I'll allow anybody until the beginning of his turn to get advantage on him because he's distracted by the field mice, just for funsies.
I love that for me because that makes me feel better about this. Okay, so everyone is so now this boy over here included is in my circle, and we're gonna reroll our Spirit Guardians damage. So they take 24 points if they.
Okay, so
Well, it seems all or nothing here. So.
wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it's DC 16.
Okay, so top one. That one actually is not good. That's only a 8. An 8. This one, natural 1.
Good.
This
Die.
one, the necromancer, only a 7. And this one, they all fail. That one's an 8, and not going to matter for Aegis because he's going to be immune.
Perish. All right, cool. So 24 points.
They're all eviscerated. Because
Good.
they're going to take double the amount.
I wish I would make an argument to roll intimidation on Aegis, but I don't think he gives a fuck.
Not really. Like, immediately you just, like, move in there and you just blast out this energy, and immediately, like, almost like a wind effect, just turns something into dust. You just push it back and they just get eviscerated just by your mere movement.
Andrew, if you're watching, this is why I like Spirit Guardians. Just saying.
Come on,
All right,
cleric, do your job, cleric.
He's doing great, sweetie, but here's some new sick moves you could try if you want. So
Sick AF. I still want you to do the jester, like, was it the 600 points of HP towards the group? Kind of like that.
I will one day. I'll get there. I think about that a lot.
Haunted dreams.
We're gonna take a gamble here, and just because I don't know if he's immune or not, I'm gonna use inflict wounds on Aegis. For that. Let me roll again for that.